Hello, 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 hello. Sister Delucci, welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so honored to have you as a guest today. I'm so honored. I'm so
Thank you.
humbled. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. Wow, I'm out of words, honestly. So thank you so, so, so much. Good evening, viewers. Good evening to all our audience that are watching us. I believe we're live streaming from two audience, all the way from Australia and all the way from Papua New Guinea. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an exciting Saturday. What I want you to do, I want you to buckle up. Make sure you get a cup of tea because you need it. Or if it's hot where you are, get yourself some, some juice and just relax and listen to this show and be inspired. So my name is Rujeko. I come from Zimbabwe. I reside here in Melbourne, Australia. I am a mom of two, and I am currently working as a professional registered nurse. And on the side, I am a proud digital business owner. This is actually part of my plan or my road to retirement. And to encourage us on this plan, I have a beautiful mother who's actually on her path of success. Sister Delici, welcome. Please introduce yourself to the audience.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you, Sis Rujeko, for the invitation to be a guest to do this broadcast, live broadcast with you. It's such a honor and a pleasure. This is our first time to meet and talk. So I'm so grateful for the invite. So I'll just get straight to it. Thank you again. My name is Dulcie Inai. I am originally from Papua New Guinea, and I'm doing my business also here in Papua New Guinea. I am a mom of four children. I have a teenage daughter and three little children. So I have four in total. I was born at Vunapope Hospital at Kokopo, East Newton Province here in Papua New Guinea. I come from a very humble but strong foundation family. My mom raised me as a single mom, so she's an educationist. So she raised us with a lot of integrity, discipline, and a deep desire for serving others. Being a teacher herself, a noble job. So that was her profession, and that's how the kind of discipline and principle that she's built in us. So I'm not just a proud mother of four children. I'm also a mom, being deeply shaped into the way I see life, work, my family, and purpose in general. So everything I do, including this digital business, is grounded in the value of faith, family, and community. Thank you, sis.
Wow, wow, wow. That is so beautiful. I always follow most of your lives, and I am so, so inspired. And I started following you, I think it was sometime mid of last year. And I just love the way that you do your business. And of course, I hear your name, especially in our team. We have, your name is always in the background. My coach really highly speaks of you, Sister
Thank you.
Dalcy. And so, yeah, so that's how I kind of like started following you. And really, what was the honor was actually when you successfully reached your fourth milestone. That was such an inspiration. And I just felt so, I really, really wanted to bring you on so that, a lot of our audience could relate because of late, I've actually been getting some leads who are of, Papua New Guinean background. And I know they are earning to hear from anybody who's even outside the team, whom they regularly watch on the show. What they want to know is, how are you doing it, and are you succeeding? And they want somebody, whom they can relate with. So I am so honored to have you here today, rubbing shoulders with you. No doubt, I'm slowly, 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 slowly catching up
You will get
to
there.
you. Thank you. Thank you. So, without further ado to our audience, I just want to say thank you, audience, for all of you who are tuned in. Thank you so much for the comments. Keep them rolling in, dropping in. We'd really want to hear from you. Thank you so much, Paolo. You are welcome. Stay tuned, be inspired as we listen to the road of success to our sister here. We always watch you and you are interviewing, other business members. Today, we are throwing you in the hot seat because we want to know more of you, Sister Delici, and how you are
Mm.
succeeding. And you've given us a little bit of a spiel of your upbringing, which is absolutely, very awesome. Um, Tell us a little bit more. I guess what we want is more of how we can connect your upbringing to your current profession. So we want to move your upbringing to your profession, and then we are going to move into the digital business a little bit later. But we just want to know a little bit about you so we can connect.
Chelsea's. I'd love to share a little bit about that. You know, I
Thanks.
spent 15 years in the corporate world as an insurance underwriter. Okay, so it was, I was a very strong career woman. I didn't see myself doing anything else aside from, being in front of a computer um, as an insurance underwriter. But then, it was a very structured, high pressured, and very demanding career job. But as my family started to grow and I had more children, I found myself yearning to be more present for them, especially
Mm-hmm,
because the three little ones were all born close in age.
mm-hmm,
So it was a very vulnerable time in their life that I
mm-hmm.
needed to be present for them. So,
Yeah.
like as I mentioned, 15 years in the corporate world. My eldest
Okay.
is a teenager, so
Yeah.
she's now 15. So she'll be
Right.
turning 16 this year. So all my life was work, 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 and I missed
Mm-hmm.
out on all the milestones of her growing up.
Oh.
So one
Mm,
day I just woke up and, oh wow, she's already a teenager. So when I
mhm,
had the little ones, I said, okay, you know what? Timing is right now for me to give back to my family.
mhm,
So in December of 2022, I made a bold decision in February of 2022, I made a bold decision to step away from the corporate space and, to start this online business. When I stumbled upon this through social media, I
mhm,
saw another woman, a mom. She was sitting at the park, being so content. She was
mhm,
talking about time freedom, flexibility, not missing out on her kids' milestones, being present. You don't have to work away from your family. And I said, hang on, that is my life right now. And that's something I need. So
mhm,
I resonated with her story. And
mhm,
that's how it drove me to take that leap of faith
mhm,
and become an online business owner.
mhm,
So, was it easy? No, absolutely not. It wasn't
mhm,
easy at first, but
mhm.
it felt right. It just felt
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
I chose this business model, Sis Rujeko, because it really aligned with my values.
Mhm,
Something that I brought over from the corporate world is because I was so career focused. I understood that to get somewhere in life, you have
mhm.
to be able to really be willing and prepared to do the sacrifice. So
Yeah.
when I stumbled upon this business opportunity,
Mhm,
I took time to do my own research. I took
mhm,
time
mhm,
to educate my mind about the business. I wanted to see whether it was legit. whether it was
Mhm.
worth my time doing something at home while raising my children. And
Mhm.
most importantly, the thing I really loved about this business because it did not involve any selling,
Mhm.
no chasing of people or giving up
Mhm.
my peace. And
Mhm.
today, I not only run this business
Mhm.
successfully, I'm back in the corporate space now and I'm loving
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
But I also mentor others, especially moms, busy parents, and working professionals to do the
Yeah.
same as well. Thank you so much, sis.
Wow. Wow. So before we move on, I want us to go a little bit back. So where do you originally come from in Papua New Guinea? Where did you grow up? And where you were,
Okay.
like based now? Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay,
Yeah.
so I was born in Kokopo, Eastern Britain province, but then later on I moved over to my mom's home province, which is Wewak, East Sepik province. That's at the northern part of PNG.
Mm.
So we were there for some time, and then we moved to the capital city of Papua New Guinea, which is Port Moresby. So that's
Right.
where I
So that's where
completed
you're
my
based now.
education. Yeah, so that's where
Right.
I
Right.
completed my education. I got
Yeah.
employment, and yes, so I basically grew up here in Port
Right.
Moresby all my
Port
life.
Moss
I
Bay,
could
Port
say,
Moss Bay. Wow, I do
yeah.
desire one day to visit Papua New Guinea. I would love to visit, those, the islands, and just to, because I've met so many of you and I feel like I can actually relate. And I'm learning a lot, about, your country and even the history of how you guys got your independence. So I'm always so interested to learn, like, okay, so where do you come from? So I can kind of like picture it in my head exactly where you belong. So this is interesting. Okay, so you're based in how do
Port
I pronounce
Moresby,
it? Port
Port
Moresby.
Moresby.
Port
Yeah,
Moresby. Okay, beautiful. So I want to say a mighty congratulations to you for reaching your fourth milestone. It was this year. That was absolutely wow, absolutely amazing. And honestly, I can see that consistently you are very consistent in your business and you keep on thriving, in your business. How are you managing? Because you said now you're back in the corporate world, as your main job, and just you're thriving in your main business as well. And then on top of that, you are a single mom. So how are you balancing all, these things and constantly and consistently thriving?
thank you. Thank you so much. It's a question that's close to my heart, sis. To be honest, like I said, coming from the corporate world, I understood that, in order to climb the ladder or, to be in pair with the others, you have to have merits, right? So if it
Yeah.
means, for me personally, if it means for me to sit up and do those extra studies just so that I could gain, in an insurance industry, you have to be an insurance professional and there's studies that you have to take. So I understood that if it required me to put my baby to bed so that I could sit up till 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning just to knock off
Wow,
some
you're
of
a
the
hard
assignments and
worker.
essays and all these
Yeah.
ones, so coming from that corporate space into that
Hmm.
discipline I brought with me
Hmm.
into the business. So
Yes.
because it was all, like I
Mm,
said, high powered,
mm,
very demanding, very
mm,
structured way that I
mm,
laid out my career life. So it was a very easy transition for me when I got to this digital business. And
mm,
sis, everything that we need to thrive
mm,
is here in
mm.
this business. It's all
There
in
you
that training.
go. Mm,
It's
mm,
how the consistency, like I always tell my business partners and whenever I do my go lives,
mm,
your your results in your business is a
mm,
direct reflection of your commitment. So if
mm.
you treat this business as a business,
Yeah.
you will see results
Yes.
as a business. But if you treat it as
Yes.
a hobby, so
You will
so
see results
it's
as a
it's a
hobby
repel effect.
results.
Yes. So it's a
I like
repel
that.
effect of your own actions.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
told myself, I
Mm,
will make sure that I am consistent in this business. So I did up a routine for my
mm,
babies, for my three babies. So
mm,
mind you, one was 3, one was 2, and the other one was 2 months old. So
mm,
they had a scheduled routine where they go to bed at 7 p.m. and that's it. So
Very
after
good.
that time till
Mm,
2 in the morning or 3 in the morning, I am doing my trainings.
mm,
That's how I show up consistently on my business. Very,
mm,
very, very disciplined, I can say. I was
mm,
very hard on myself because I wanted to
mm.
see real results. And see, it's
Yes.
another thing
Mm,
I also do for myself is I
mhm.
always set myself short-term and long-term goals. Okay.
Yes.
So when we say short-term goals, it's something that I
Mhm.
can achieve within 6 months' time. Okay,
Wow.
and when I say long-term goals is one
Mhm.
to 2 years, and when I do
Right.
my deadlines here, when I sit
Mm,
down and I do my evaluation and look at my my goals, they have
mhm.
to be realistic. They have to
Yes.
be achievable. But
Yes.
in order for them to be achievable, it requires
Mhm.
my commitment. So
Mm.
I am the driving force. So that's how disciplined
Yes.
I am and I was in
Mm,
this business. So
mm,
reaching that fourth milestone
mm,
honestly was such a blessing for me.
mm,
Um, I was so excited at the same time, emotional at the same time. But
mm.
I did it. But I
You
did it.
did it.
And I won't lie, it takes a
Uh-huh.
lot of discipline, structure,
Yeah.
and heart. I can say
Yes.
I've learned to prioritize what truly matters. My business,
Mm,
our business is actually very flexible, which
mm,
helps me schedule things around my children's needs, their
mhm,
routine. I've also built a support system with my
mm,
mentors, my coach, and others within the community.
mhm,
I've reached out and I've established connections. I've built relationships with them, and it was easy when I couldn't get things. When I it was a very it, to me it seemed a very hard question, but when I
mhm,
asked somebody else, I got an answer like this. So
mm,
the connection in the community is
mm,
amazing. Like you wouldn't
mm.
find this in any other online business, I
It's
can say.
true.
Like
It's
support
true.
is there. And like I said, I've also built a support system with my mentor, my coach, my partners, even people that wasn't directly financially related to me, like here on this online business. I would also give a helping hand to them.
Mm, mm,
A giver is never poor, or a giver is never short of anything. So I I was learning in the process of teaching them as well. And
yeah.
we rise together when we help another person
Each
rise.
other.
That's a really
Yeah.
big principle in life. And
Yeah.
there's always somebody cheering on me, I can
Mm,
say. And I had set monthly goals, like I said, short-term, long-term goals, and I would block time to focus on work and
yes.
ensure that I'm showing up just so that I could get the results that I desired. And I
Mhm,
told myself I was going to reach my fourth milestone
mm.
just beginning of 2025, and I did that in April.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can
Wow.
imagine I was so
Yeah.
hard on myself, to be honest. But
Wow.
growth doesn't come from a place of comfort.
Yes.
It means sleepless nights, saying no
Yes.
to a lot of activities
Yes.
that won't bring you value.
Yes.
And also it's about balance, really, and what aligns with your vision. So when you're doing something that gives you so much purpose in life,
Mhm.
the energy just comes so naturally. So yeah,
Yes.
that's just in a
It's
nutshell of
true.
my fourth
My
milestone. Thank you,
goodness.
sis.
You know what? Honestly, I don't think it's only the audience that are being inspired. Me, myself, I'm being inspired, and I'm already a digital business owner. I love how you mentioned dividing your goals into short-term to and long-term goals. A lot of the times we just put our goals in one pot and we say, okay, those are my goals. But it's so important, like you highlighted, to be realistic, and really say, look, this one is probably a long-term one. This one is a short-term one. That's really important. And for those of you that are wondering, we're going on and on about this fourth milestone. What does it mean? Essentially, this business, it's got career progression pathways, and each time you hit a milestone, it's a promotion. And our sister here is actually one milestone away, to becoming a coach. And
Yeah.
what does that mean? What does that translate to? in layman's terms, it means more money each time you hit a milestone. It means more money. And not only that, when you become a coach, it opens what we call a second mainstream, a second source for you to actually get money from the business. So you'll be getting money from the business because you're doing it. That's one pathway. And then another pathway, because you're a coach, it's a second income stream. So we have a few income streams in the business, but they open up as you grow and you get promoted. So I hope that is clear. Wow. um I want to say special thank you. I can see the comments are dropping in. A very special thank you to our digital business partner, Sister Lena. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way. Yes, from Fiji.
From
Thank you, thank
beautiful
you, thank you.
Fiji.
Yeah, I didn't know she was in Fiji. I always thought she was in Papua New Guinea. I'm
No,
learning.
she's a
She's in
Fijian residing in
Fiji.
Fiji.
Right, right. And she's saying, "Hi, Rujeko, love the hairdo. The hairdo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Lena. I accept the compliments. Guys, drop your comment. Let us know where you're watching from. We'll be so happy to hear from you. Okay, moving on into the last question, Sister Delici, that I really want to ask you. It's a question that I've heard before. And a lot of people, they say, you know what? I think this business is already saturated. They feel like if they join, they're not going to thrive. Can you touch on that, and give us some encouragement and also some, a little bit of teaching around that? Are we saturated, Sister Dulichi?
Thank you, Sis Rujeko. That's a common concern that I usually get a lot as well. And it's complete. And I completely understand that.
Mhm,
I always tell people that no question is not a good question. You
mhm,
only know when you ask, when you raise your hand.
mhm,
So,
mhm,
but here's the truth. No space is saturated when you show up as you are. We each of us bring a unique story. Sis Rujeko's story is different
mhm.
from mine.
Yeah,
So is Sis Lena, all the way from
mhm,
Fiji. Our
yeah,
voice and our presence to the table. That's our contribution. But I often also say to people that it's not about competition. It's
mhm,
about connection. Okay, very important. Connection and a sense of community.
mhm,
People are drawn to you, not
mhm,
just what you do, but
mhm,
and in this digital business, we use attraction marketing. So you're not there just selling things. You're
mhm,
actually sharing your journey. Like we're showing up on our business pages live. We are being authentic. We are telling
mhm,
you what we are. We're just real people like you, but we have a
mhm,
big desire for change. And we share
mhm,
our journey with you, the value, and we're also connecting with the right people because when they hear our story, that is their pain point. That is what they're struggling at the moment. They want to get
mhm,
out of that. So when they hear our story, they resonate with us naturally. And
mhm,
and if you're willing, so if you're hearing, if you're somebody who's tuning in right now, or will be seeing this as a replay, feeling like you're feeling unsure, let
mhm.
me tell you this, there's room for you as well. And
Yes.
this go live might just be the sign for you to start something meaningful and big and
Wow.
great for yourself and your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're willing to learn, grow, and stay
Mhm,
consistent,
mhm,
you will thrive.
mm.
That's no secret to success. You will
Yeah.
thrive.
Yeah.
And do not, I will tell you, do not just start when you're not ready because this system is designed with the beginners in mind. And
Mm,
don't ever let fear talk you out of your future because staying in the same place, seriously, it's scary. You
mm.
will never see what's good out there until you step out of your comfort zone. So,
Mm.
with that, thank you so much, sis.
Wonderful. Absolutely true. Thank you so much. And I also want to touch on the fact that globally, we are only, and this is globally, we are only a community of 200,000 members globally. I've seen what can I say? Socialites. I've seen so many big, musicians and actors who actually have large followings of people, 3 million, 2 million, 6 million. We haven't even hit 500,000 mark. So it shows you that there is plenty of room for everybody. The pie is more than enough for all of us to succeed. And that just gives you that answer that, what? We are not saturated. We are to be saturated. So, yeah, that's an encouragement to somebody out there. And if you're watching us and, you've heard Sister Dulichi's sharing and you're truly, truly inspired and you're really convicted and also convinced, and you just want to take that step and you want to say, what? This one, I want to try it. Sister Dulichi, what is the first step that they can take after watching this live?
Thank you, sis. Yeah, so like Sis Rujeko said, it's totally no pressure, no risk at all. Our
Mhm.
websites are showing on the screen. You know, like just like the both of us, we were once curious of the unknown, but
Yeah,
the only way for
true.
you to find out is
Yeah.
feel free to which one of the website that you want to check out. It's totally risk
Mhm.
free, like I said. Tap on it,
Mhm.
put your name and your email. You will receive a link that will have you will receive an email that has a link. You are encouraged to click the link, take your time, watch the information session, everything you need to know about the business and how to get started. There in the
Mhm.
90 minutes information session. Thanks, sis.
Beautiful, beautiful. Sister Delici, I am absolutely honored. Thank you for joining me today. You've been
Okay.
absolutely wonderful. I feel so encouraged, inspired. I've learned a thing or two that I should also, be utilizing in my business about the goals. And to all our audience, honestly, I hope that, you were inspired. From me, Rujeko, and Sister Delici, it's a goodbye for now. See you next
Good night.
time.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.